We're talking about Mattel, and lucky for us, we do have Ynon Kreiz. He is the chairman and CEO of Mattel. He's on Zoom from El Segundo, California. It's so great to be with you. I feel like I have a million questions. I feel like I want to go to a bar, have a drink with you, and just sit and talk. I want to start with the Israel-Hamas conflict. You're born in Israel, studied at Tel Aviv University before heading to the West Coast of the United States of America. I hope your family and friends are safe. I pray that they are safe. How are you thinking about all of this right now and this conflict? And is there a way to peace in that region?
Yeah, thank you for asking. My family is okay. My immediate family is okay. But, of course, as an Israeli, this is very personal to me. And I know too many people who lost loved ones or have relatives that have been kidnapped and are now being held hostage in Gaza. On behalf of Mattel, we condemn the terrorism and atrocities perpetrated by Hamas and stand against hate and violence in all forms. We express hope for the safety of Israelis and Palestinian children and families caught in the Israeli-Hamas war. As a company, since the Hamas attacks on October 7th, the Matel Children's Foundation has been focused on humanitarian work, including cash and toy donations to shelters and hospitals to support children who are suffering. And we're sitting here all wishing for a swift resolution to the war and more peaceful times in the future.
Well, it's something that, people who are, up to 80 years old at this point have dealt with their entire lives in that area of the world. And I'm wondering to you, and not speaking on behalf of Mattel, but just getting your thoughts personally, how this ends, if a two-state outcome is the only solution to ending the conflict there once and for all.
It's a complicated conflict, and we're now sitting at a time that is very volatile. We see risk of escalation, and we just hope for a swift resolution and wishing peace for everybody as soon as we can.
I want to talk about Mattel. I have one more question for you. Do you think Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is not going to be the leader that brings lasting peace?
This is not the time to get into the political discussion. Right now, everyone is focused on resolving the situation. Israel articulated its priorities. We're all really looking forward for the release of the hostages. There are 30 children under the age of 16 that are being held captive right now. About half the hostages are women. And we really believe that this should be resolved as soon as possible. And we pray for the release, safety and release of all the hostages that are now being held captive.
You are absolutely right. But we do appreciate you weighing in on this because we have talked to you about serious issues in the past. So really appreciate this. No easy segue, but I do want to talk about the business of Mattel. Talk to us about last quarter and the outlook. It was a tough day in the equity market for you guys. You did talk about tougher industry conditions. What are those tougher industry conditions that you guys are worried about?
Well, we did see the industry being soft in the third quarter and year to date, and as a result, we adjusted our expectation and believe the industry will decline mid-single digit for the full year. But you need to remember that this is after the industry was up 22% from 2019 to 2022, reaching an all-time high. So coming off after such a strong increase, especially in a challenging macroeconomic environment, we believe that this is a reasonable situation and doesn't reflect on the strength and resilience of the industry long term. The toy industry has been growing for over 10 years, and it's a growth category. So we feel very good about the industry and its growth prospects. And even in that environment, even in a softer market, Mattel performed very strongly. Our quarterly results exceeded expectations. We showed meaningful sales growth and margin expansion with very strong free cash flow in the quarter. We saw consumer demand increasing, and we continue to outpace the industry.
I think a lot of investors today, at least, sending shares down about 7%, were concerned that you guys maintained your full-year sales outlook despite all of the success of the Barbie movie. So what would have to happen, Ynon, to bring in more than the $125 million expected from the Barbie movie and related products? What needs to happen at Mattel or in the industry for that to happen? Or for the consumer, I should say.
Well, while we maintain the top-line expectation, we increased our outlook for a gross margin, for our EPS and EBITDA, and still expect a very strong free cash flow to flow through. What did change is that relative to our initial expectation at the start of the year is that the industry, we believe, will now decline mid-single digit. But the fundamentals are strong. We do expect an accelerated growth rate in the fourth quarter and significant expansion in gross margin compared to the prior year, and for consumer demand to be positive for Mattel in the holiday season, in the fourth quarter, and the full year. So we are performing strongly. We're heading into the fourth quarter, seeing stronger support from retailer, more shelf space, more representation in major holiday catalogs, and overall a strong position with a very broad-based offering of products across play patterns, price points, and we believe we're very well positioned competitively.
So just to follow up there, the $125 million that you put out there, the estimate from the Barbie movie and related products, would you say it might be even conservative a little bit, Ynon?
Well, we did say it's at least $125 million of revenue at 60% operating income margin. But the takeaway from this is that this is one movie in 1 year. And as we continue to scale our strategy and have more movies, more executions, not just in film, but also in television, in location-based entertainment, theme parks, consumer products, digital experiences, music, and other verticals, in some cases that are actually bigger than the toy industry, we believe that we have an opportunity to capture significant value from our franchises. And we're not saying that every movie will be as successful as Barbie, but we absolutely believe that in the aggregate, there's a meaningful opportunity for us.
Well, let's go there. And I've got to say, I remember when we started talking to you, or it was in the early days of the Barbie movie, or you started filming. So it was kind of fun to be along for that process. But it was a movie that made us laugh, made us cry. And like I said, it appealed to a lot of different ages, which was pretty wild. So what are the key brands that you think have life beyond a kid's toy chest, and that you think we should be all kind of waiting for, I don't know, whether it's 6 months, 12 months, the next couple of years, that are going to be brought to life in different ways?
Well, look, the vision of Mattel Films is to collaborate with leading filmmakers to create standout quality movies based on our iconic brands that will resonate in culture and appeal to global audiences. And the Barbie movie, and I'm glad you enjoyed it as much as you did, is a clear showcase.
I did.
And we have,
you brought me back to the theater for the first time.
Well, I'd love to hear that. And we have 14 other movies in development right now, different demographics, different genres. We have Hot Wheels in development with J.J. Abrams at Warner Brothers, Matchbox in development with Skydance, which, as you know, produced the Mission Impossible movie that did very well, and Top Gun. We have a movie in development with Vin Diesel around Rock and Stock and Robot, Polly Pocket with Lena Dunham and Lily Collins. We have Wishbone in development with Pete Farley, Major Matt Mason with Tom Hanks as star, Thomas the Tank with Mark Forster as director, and the list goes on and on. So we really...
Well, it's very good that you're so close to Hollywood out there. Yeah, it's good that you're
Sorry,
so close
go
to
ahead.
Hollywood out there in El Segundo. Hey, we only have about 30 seconds left. I'd love to hear comments on the consumer going into the holiday season. Are you seeing signs of weakness in the consumer?
Well, we expect a strong holiday season for Mattel. We believe our retail partners and the industry as a whole is well prepared for the season. And we're very excited to be able to cater consumers of all ages with a great product in the holiday.
I'm going to get yelled at, but I'm going to ask 20 seconds. What's the hot toy for Christmas and the holidays? And for Hanukkah, what is the hot toy?
Well, anything Barbie is a hot toy, especially even before the holiday for the Spirit Halloween Barbie costume. Watch out for that. But of course, Hot Wheels is always a winner. The basic car assortment and the 5-car pack assortment, and look out for the Monster High core doll assortment and Uno. That will be will be hot selling toys for the holiday season.
Ynon Kreiz, thank you so much. Chairman and CEO of Mattel.